Asuka, the energetic and strong mother. Yamato, the younger brother who's always in his own little world. Follow us as we karate kick all your daily frustrations away. Asuka's Revenge.
I am Kotomi. I've been married to my husband Kenji for a little over a year.
Kotomi's cooking is really delicious.
Thanks for the compliment. I made a lot of them, so eat up.
Yay!
I used to work in a restaurant kitchen before I married Kenji, so I have confidence in my cooking skills. And because my husband says my food is delicious and tasty, I enjoyed cooking even more. One day, when my husband came home in the evening,
Excuse me.
What? My husband came home with a man I didn't know. Who are you?
My name is Makoto Takahashi. I'm always indebted to the chief.
Oh, hello. My husband came home with a junior colleague from work without any prior notice.
Kotomi, I'm sorry to ask you this out of the blue. This guy lives alone, but he seems to eat convenience store bento every day. So, could you let him try some of your cooking?
My cooking? I was confused by the sudden request.
I'm sorry to ask you this out of the blue. I've always heard from my senior that his wife's cooking is exquisite, so I said I'd like to try it and was invited here today.
Huh.
Well, don't be so formal. Come on up.
Excuse me for disturbing you.
Saying this, Kenji invited Takahashi-san to come up to the house. I didn't hear about this. Why all of a sudden?
Please? If he keeps eating like that, it's bad for his health, right? I thought I'd treat him to a nice meal.
Saying this, Kenji followed his junior into the living room. To be honest, I was a little confused by the sudden visit, but Kenji said he recently been promoted, so I thought he might be happy to have a subordinate now. When I thought about that, I felt a little happy, and I couldn't help but prepare a meal for Takahashi-san too. I thought about a dish I could make with the ingredients in the fridge, and I made oyakodon for him. I'm sorry, I heard you usually eat out, and oyakodon isn't really that different from your usual meals, but...
No, it's not at all.
My wife's cooking is exquisite, so go ahead and try it.
Yes, itadakimasu.
Saying this, Takahashi-san put the oyakodon in his mouth.
It's delicious. Oh, it's the best. I've never had oyakodon like this before.
I told you, right? My wife's cooking is good enough to be served anywhere.
Takahashi-san, you're praising it a little too much. It's just a normal oyakodon if you make it at home.
That's not true. The egg is so fluffy, and the chicken is so tender. Oh, it's perfect.
Thanks. I was a little worried about the oyakodon I made in a rush, but Takahashi-san praised it more than I had imagined, so I was very happy. After that, the two of them ate the oyakodon in less than 5 minutes. You eat so fast.
This was a real treat. Thank you so much.
See? I told you my wife's cooking was the best.
Yes, it was really delicious.
After that, we chatted with Takahashi-san for a little while and went home.
Kotomi, thanks for today.
Yeah. I was a little surprised at first, but he seemed happy with it, so it was worth making.
I'm glad. I think he was really happy.
That's how the conversation ended that day. But a month later,
Katomi, I'm home.
It's been a while, ma'am.
oh, hello. Kenji has brought Takahashi-san home again.
Katomi, I'm sorry. Can you do it again today?
What, again?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I thought not again, but his eating last time was pleasant for as the cook, so I thought I'd let him come in. I served the leftover fried chicken and potato salad for dinner today.
Wow! This combination is the best!
Katomi's fried chicken is especially delicious, so try it.
My husband said this and Takahashi-san took a bite of the fried chicken.
Wow, it's delicious! The best! This goes well with rice.
Right?
That's good. That day too, he finished in an instant and left looking very pleased. But since then,
Katomi, I'm home.
Sorry again today, ma'am.
what? Again? Before it was once a month, but recently the frequency has been increasing. Kenji, this is too much.
Don't complain. It makes you happy when people eat your cooking, right?
Well, that's true, but... He said that and invited him into the house and asked me to cook for him. I don't usually cook extra food in anticipation of Takahashi-san's visits. So when he comes like this, I have to rush around and cook something.
Yeah, it's delicious today too.
Katomi, can I get seconds?
Oh, me too.
Ugh. And his attitude was gradually becoming more and more arrogant.
Oh, ma'am, do you have any leftovers for this? I'd like to have it for breakfast tomorrow too.
What? You're gonna take it home?
I mean, it's delicious.
Good for you, Katomi. He likes the food you make.
Ugh. I've been gradually building up a sense of dissatisfaction. However, they have no way of knowing how I feel, and they've been coming more and more frequently. What was once a few week thing recently jumped up to multiple times a week. This is too much. If it's once a month, I don't often get the chance to interact with Kenji's junior colleagues at work. And as the person who made the food, I'm also happy that he eats so much as my husband says. But at this pace, it's not just my mental health that's suffering, but our household finances are also being squeezed, and it's tough. 2.5 times? The cost of food has more than doubled compared to before. I couldn't ignore the situation any longer, so I decided to warn my husband. Kenji, can you stop calling Takahashi-san over to eat?
What? Why?
Why? I can't make other people's food that often. Besides, the cost of food is more than doubled compared to before.
But seeing him eat like that makes you feel good, right? I think you being able to see that is good for an ex-cook like you.
Of course. At first I was happy to see him like that, but I want you to think about the frequency of it. I also have other things I need to do.
I know that, but...
Even after I warned him so many times, he just kept making excuses. Fine, if you're going to be that stubborn, I'll cut down on your pocket money.
What?
Kenji was reluctantly but finally understood me. He finally understood. I thought I could finally live a little more calmly, but... What?
It's been a while.
Sorry. He said he wanted to eat again.
A month later, Kenji brought Takahashi-san home again. This guy. I wanted to shout at Kenji right there, but I managed to hold it back since it was front in front of Takahashi-san. I decided to give my husband a lecture after Takahashi-san leaves, and I prepared the food, but
Ma'am, I heard from my chief that you said you were gonna cut down on his spending money.
What?
Please, don't do that. He's always eating cup ramen in the corner of the staff canteen at lunchtime. Hey, stop it!
When Takahashi-san said that to me, I realized that they were in on this together. After Takahashi-san left, I questioned Kenji. What's going on? You two are trying to convince me?
What are you so angry about?
Of course I'm angry. If my husband's junior colleague says something like that, it's like I'm being mean to you.
He didn't say it like that.
I told you, didn't I? If it goes on any longer, I'll cut your allowance. You're okay with that, right?
Wait a minute! Me and Takahashi were enjoying it, weren't we? I was doing it with the intention of being a good husband, thinking I could make my wife happy by showing that look on her faces. Don't say it like that!
Being a good husband? Did you think I'd be happy?
Yeah, that's right! You were happy, weren't you?
I'm so fed up. This man doesn't think about his wife's feelings. He just wants to look good to his junior colleague. I got so fed up with being with him that I didn't go home the next day, and I evacuated to my in-laws' house who lives nearby.
Oh, Kotomi? Is something wrong?
Mother-in-law, sorry to come in like this. Fortunately, I have a good relationship with my mother-in-law, so I can talk to her about my husband's complaints.
What? Kenji brings his junior?
That's right. At first, it was about once a month, but the frequency gradually increased, and it's recently been 2 or 3 times a week.
That's not good.
Yes, expenses for food increases, and so does my burden.
That stupid son of mine. I need to teach him a lesson.
Please, he never listens to me. Then, my mother-in-law told me she had an idea, and a few days later...
Hello, ma'am. We're here again. Excuse me.
Katomi, I'm home.
As if he hadn't learned his lesson, my husband came home with Takahashi-san again, but...
What? Mom too?
Welcome back, Kenji.
What? Your mother?
I was waiting for Kenji to come home with my mother-in-law today.
Why is Mom here?
Kenji, I heard from Kotomi-san you've been bringing your junior colleagues home with you, even though she's been telling you that she was inconvenienced by it.
What? Inconvenienced? No, I thought Katomi would be happy.
Happy? If you really think that, why don't you make it for him?
What?
When my mother-in-law said that, I decided not to make anything today. If you want to eat, you'll have to prepare your own food.
What? But we just got home from work.
So what? Does that mean the husbands who work outside the home don't have to do anything at home?
No, it's not like that, but...
Then you should stand in the kitchen today. You too.
What? Me too?
And under the guidance of the mother-in-law, the two of them stood in the kitchen and made their own dinner.
No, you can't cut it that big. It won't cook all the way.
What? Smaller?
Huh? Have you never cooked before? If you put that much water, it'll be soggy rice.
No. My hands are cold.
Sorry, Kotomi-san. It's going to take a little longer.
Okay, I'm hungry. And with the help of my mother-in-law, they managed to finish cooking. The food was served on the table an hour and a half after they stood in the kitchen. Finally. I was getting tired of waiting.
Hey! Hey! I did my best making this. You can't say it like that.
Kenji was getting on my nerves with his comments, but...
Hey, who are you to talk? This is what you were always making her do.
Kenji was taken aback by my mother-in-law's words. I don't know if Takahashi-san, who was next to him, was tired from cooking, but he seemed more exhausted than when he arrived.
Now you know how selfish you were, don't you? How much trouble do you think you caused Kotomi-san?
Kenji was scolded by his mother, Takahashi-san by his boss's mother, whom he had never met before, and both of them were clearly taken aback.
Ma'am and Mother, I'm really sorry. I don't usually cook, so I didn't know how hard it was. I thought that it wouldn't be a problem at all because I heard you like to cook.
I'm sorry too. I won't do this. I'm really sorry.
Saying that, my husband and Takahashi-san got down on their knees.
It's too early to be done with it. There's still the washing up to do.
What? You're not gonna make us do that too, are you?
What? Who's the guy who brings his junior to make her do that too?
When she said that, my husband looked like he had nothing to say. Takahashi-san must have already given up. He started to clean up the dishes in silence. After finishing everything, Takahashi-san left a little past 9 p.m.
I'm really sorry about it.
He bowed deeply and left.
Kotomi, Mom, I'm really sorry.
You better reflect on this.
It seems that my mother-in-law's strategy worked. Kenji apologized with a really guilty face. I want to think that this time he would really reflect on it, but he said he'd reflect on it last time and still brought his junior again. I thought I'd give him another warning. Here.
What? Divorce papers? Wait! I've already reflected on my actions!
When I showed him the green paper, he started panicking. No, I told you not to do it before, but you still brought him with you, so I thought I'd just get a sign beforehand.
What?
If you do the same thing again, I'll go straight to the city hall with this.
You don't trust your husband?
Yeah, you have a prior offense. My husband reluctantly signed the divorce papers. I just hope that the time when I have to use them never comes. After that, I wonder if it was the effect of having him sign the divorce papers, but he stopped bringing Takahashi-san home and also readily agreed to the reduction in his pocket money for 3 months. And, as if to make up for the trust he lost up until then, he started doing chores around the house.
How's Kenji these days?
He's completely different from before, like a changed man.
I see. That's good.
At one point, I wondered what I should do about this man, but thanks to the help of my mother-in-law, my husband has become so much more obedient, and I'm happy. I think that the incident was a necessary trial for both of us to go through.
Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. See you next time!